Welcome back to News Geelong. G-Boards at Torquay manufacture innovative products and have been around for the last 12 years. This week, G-Board was visited by a team of politicians, including Michael Ronaldson, Liberal Senator for Victoria. Ian Nicholls has more.
Well, we like to keep it local here at News Geelong, and obviously Corangamite was so vital to the coalition's importance of getting back into the race, and we're sure that this time around you're going to be campaigning very heavily here.
Well, we campaigned very hard last time. As you know, we only just missed out. But look, this is going to be a real challenge, and we will have a candidate in the field by the end of June, and we'll be fighting very, very hard to take the seat away from Darren Cheeseman.
Well, yes, I would think the sooner you get this candidate named and in action, the more chance you've got of fighting for that seat.
Yeah, well, we'll be fighting for seats all over Australia. Clearly, Corangamite is a very, very important seat for us. Darren Cheeseman's intervention with the Prime Ministerial reshuffle or attempt to reshuffle recently, I think has left a lot of people bemused about his judgment, and indeed a number of things that Darren is doing has left people bemused about his judgment. But we're not taking anything for granted, and we'll be fighting very, very hard to win the seat back.
That's where everything seems to happen here. And today it really happened with a visit from Tony Abbott.
Yeah, something different. Don't see it every day.
He did try his skills, but they may have lacked a little bit.
He did all right. For a first timer, it was all right. He did a good job.
As a handyman, he got into your factory and was able to perhaps get the message across that the carbon tax is going to hit you hard.
Yeah, I think it's going to affect everyone. It's going to affect us as a manufacturer, and it's going to affect every other manufacturer, I believe.
But tell us something about G-Boards. Where do you send all these? Do you have an export market, for example?
We do. We're sending a fair few boards to Canada. We send a lot to Europe, but majority of our boards are national, so we send them interstate, and a lot of them to surf clubs and to surf schools Australia-wide.
Thank you, Ian. Local Belmont's Bert Bissot is 85 years of age and vision impaired, but this does not stop the Vision Australia stalwart, as Debbie Meaney reports.
I'm in the garden of Bert Bissot, who's legally blind through macular degeneration and also glaucoma. Where there's a will is a way. That's what he told me today. He's helped restore this windmill through circular saws and hammers and drills. He found a way to do it. Bert, in your beautiful garden here, I see this fabulous creation, something that you've spent many years putting back to life. How did you find it?
I found this place.
The windmill.
The windmill. That came because on different angles from that somebody had it in his backyard and it was ready to go to somebody or the tip. And then my wife said, I know somebody for it. And this particular, I went there to have a look at it, what I can't see. But my son-in-law, when we picked it up, he said, where do we go? To the tip or to your place? And that is how it became down here.
Now you say you can't see, you're legally blind, and yet you've put this thing together.
Yes.
What are your sight issues at the moment?
That is everything you can do, only in different ways. You got something and you want to do it, and you start thinking how I'm going to do it. Because if you can see, you do it easy. But if you can't see, then you lay down or sit down and you go through a process of doing this, and then you say, hey, no. And then you go back again and you do it in a different way till you came to it that you say, yes, that's how I'm going to do it.
And you had to, talking about doing it, you actually had to use a saw.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a special technique that you use to keep yourself safe.
Yes, because power tools are dangerous for people who can see. People who can't see, there's no danger because you make 100% sure that you can't hurt yourself. But, you go over, yep, this right, yep, everything's right, this is clamped up, then you start cutting or sawing or with a plane or whatever you're doing. It's only, your measurements, measuring things up, that makes it very, very difficult. Because you take a piece of timber and you put a nail down here and you put it where you want it, and then you find out where do I got to go. You put another nail down there, and that is the length of the piece of timber what you want, or whatever it is. And that's how you work.
In the home of Pt2, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. The Lara Food and Wine Festival was in full flight at the weekend, as our resident festival king, Ian Nicholls, reports.
Well, what a day to be standing on the balcony of this historic homestead, Pira Homestead in Lara. And the scene, of course, is the Food and Wine Festival for 2012. I'd say in excess of 10,000 people already have come through the gates, and why wouldn't you? To see all the master chefs, all the food, all the wine, and all the fun you can have at an outdoor event. We're speaking with one of the organising committee, Lara lacovella.
This is our 4th festival, and it's certainly the biggest and the best festival we've had so far. Today we've got Matt Preston from MasterChef on stage judging for many hours, and he's been great with the crowd. He's done interviews, photo opportunities for lots of people, so there's lots of people walking around with big smiles on their faces because they've got to meet, you know, Matt Preston and see all the celebrity, you know, chefs that are doing demonstrations pretty much all day. We've got 2 stages running. We've got cooking demonstrations all day, and the celebrity chefs, Matt Preston and the like. We've got Rosa Mitchell, who is the founder of the slow food movement in Australia, here today. We've got another stage running with great live bands, local bands, so it's a great way to showcase not only local bands but also the local wonderful food, wine and produce that this region produces. We've got 84 exhibitors this year, everything from crocodile spring rolls to Indian to gourmet bread. It's just wonderful.
It is an absolute foodie's delight today, and this magnificent homestead kindly donated for today's event.
Yes, we're very appreciative of the Bisonella family who own this property. Pira Homestead, it has a wonderful history. I believe it was built in about 1880 and it has a very interesting history, and they kindly donate the homestead and the beautiful grounds that we see here today for our use for free. It's a wonderful community event, and it means that it's a free event. People can park here for free, they can enjoy the entertainment for free. There's lots of wonderful activities for the kids to do, so it's a great family day out, and that's all free. And it's just a gold coin entry at the gate, which we've got wonderful prizes. We've got a $2,500 Neff oven to give away as a gate prize. We've got restaurant vouchers to local restaurants, Jack and Jill restaurant, Black Bull Tapas restaurant, Gladioli restaurant, all sorts of things. It's wonderful.
At beautiful Pira Homestead, this is Ian Nicholls for News Geelong.
Thank you very much, Nico. After this break, we'll return with sport and weather here on our midweek edition of News Geelong.